Today we're going to bring in 4K webcams. Are they worth it? So right now, as you can see, we don't have any lighting or anything fancy. This is pretty much if you're going to be working from home or doing your Zoom calls, this is pretty much how it's going to look like. All right, so right now we have our Yealink camera, which I'm going to tap here, Yealink camera, and then we got our Cisco camera right here, and then we got our Dell camera right here, and then we have a Brio right here in this corner right there. So it's pretty much, we got 4 cameras. There are 4K and they're supposed to capture a high definition. So we're going to take a look at it, how well it works. And you guys can see, I didn't make any modifications to any of the cameras. Just to let you know, we're running the audio out of the Yealink right now, but we're going to rotate it around too also. So I wanted to find out the quality of it first. And if you guys think it's the right camera for your environment, if you're going to do conferencing, especially on a conference room or anything like that, this could help you guys out. So let's go ahead and take a look at all 4 of them. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the first ones. And we're going to start with some tests on all of them. We're going to put some lighting too, and we're going to turn on the green screen and, you know, mess around with them, see what you guys think. So let's go ahead and continue with the test. All right, first test. I want to see if you can read some of the fine print. And this is pretty much, all of them look a lot different when you're actually viewing them. All right, so the first letter on the top is E. And I'm going to put it a little closer to all of them and then take it a little bit back. So if you guys can notice, some of the cameras get the whole wide angle, some of them don't. I have not modified any of the cameras. They're all out of the box, straight out, and we're doing the test like this. So hope you guys enjoy. Now let's do a color coordination test, all right? All right, these are patterns that I use a lot, and I'm trying not to get any reflection. So I have an HD iPad that I'm running the colors, and if you can see, all the colors look a lot different in every single camera. So just to let you guys know, see how the quality of it. And right now we're not turning on any lights, so we're gonna go ahead and turn some light on and see how good it looks in an environment, in an office or in a conference room. All right, let's go ahead and turn on some light. All right, so we put some overhead lights right now, and this is gonna be simulating like an environment, like if you're in a conference room. All right, so that's what we wanted to focus on a little bit more on, how it's going to look with some lighting in front of it. And if you can notice, they adjusted very good, and some of them are pretty bright, some of them actually have more details, and some of them don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my face really close by and see if you can see some of my beer. Start with the first one. That's pretty much it. So the next step, we're going to do a green screen on the next one. All right, let's go ahead and do a green screen. All right, so we did the green screen. If you guys notice, the 2 bottom ones are really good. The top one's a little bit off, you know. Fortunately, on one of them, which is this one right here, the Yealink, we couldn't shorten out the actual angle. It's only, there's not that much modification you can do on it, but the other ones look really good. The best one, I think, that has the best quality on capturing green screen is the Brio. To be honest with you, it's looking actually really good. It's capturing really good. It has much of the details I have, and we're trying to get to that 4K, and that's pretty much what we're running. All of them run at 30 frames per second when you're running 4K. All right, anything lower than that, it's going to be 60 frames per second. All right, let's talk about the Yealink first of all. The Yealink is a small little camera. It reminds me of the Microsoft camera that used to have it, but it's a little bulkier. Now, it does tend to get a little bit overheated. Now, when you go to the website, I couldn't find any of the application or software to help me out reduce the size of the actual screen, because it takes a wide angle, and it's perfect if you're going to put it on top of those TVs or monitors that you're going to have a conference room, 1 or 2 more people. Now, the problems that I had is that I needed to shrink it down so I could actually have more of the green screen. If you notice, the green screen is showing up, actually it's leaking out. So one of those things I kind of tempt not to like. If I can't control that, modify it, I try to do it through OBS, I try to do it through other applications. I was successful. And the microphone is probably one of the best ones in this from other units, so that has a little outstanding little head start. But it didn't give me an option where I could just add my own cable. and the cable was attached to the Yealink itself. It was not something that you can modify easily, and you can't take it off. You're gonna have to buy an extender if you need to extend that cable, and so limitations are short. You know, you need to be close by, and so that means if you're gonna put it against a TV, it's gonna be a little hard to actually reach out to that. So that's the Yealink camera information. So let's continue. Now the next one, Cisco camera. This one's actually, I like the way it feels. It feels really good, well made. It has a little shutter that you could close left and right. The grip itself has it reminds me of the Brio. You could actually also mount a tripod underneath it. This is something that I like. The audio wise, it's okay. It does the job too. The cable, I like that they give you two options on the actual camera. They give you one Type C to Type C and the other one Type C to Type A USB. So that's a great extension. That means you could purchase your own USB, even a longer one, and connect it to a longer range. If you're gonna have a TV and you're gonna have somebody connecting, maybe you want to run the wire in there, this is a great camera too. So I like it. It's very small and compact. The audio is pretty good, like the shutter, like I said. So that's the Cisco. Now the Dell camera. Now this one automatically started installing applications, and it gave me a lot of great options in the beginning. I was able to modify some of the stuff automatically without me doing or modifying or going to any website or installing any drivers. I am running Windows 10 2H, all right, just to let you guys know, 20H01. So that has something to do with getting the applications running. It had a lot of features where you could actually change the tones. It reminds me of a screen when you want to change the movie to soften and so forth. Now the camera is very unique. It has some features that you could actually have them track you. So this is a good camera if you're gonna mount it on a TV, and they give you two options itself. They give you a mount where you actually could put it on a tripod, and then they give you a mount where you could put it on the TV or a monitor too. So that's a big plus. The audio itself, it's okay too also. They're not the greatest, none of these are, but it's great for if you're gonna do conferencing calls. So that's the Dell camera. The Brio. I actually been using the Brio for quite a while, maybe 2 years, and this is the second generation of the Brio that came out. There was one previous one. There's no big changes on it. It's all the same chip. It's running the same processor. This Brio has a lot of qualities of it. It's a small little camera, but the only difference is that they actually did from the first one to the second one was actually the mount. That's pretty much it. Now this one also has a mount that you could disconnect and actually put it on a tripod too. Now it is small and petite and heavy, and I had a problem where a little scratch passed through right in the center of one of these Brio cameras and pretty much ruined the camera. But the audio and the quality of the camera is probably the best one from all these for all these cameras, all these three cameras. So that's my opinion, and because I've been using it for quite a while, and I see the difference on it and the color, it looks great. So if you guys think that it's the camera for you, maybe take a look at the rest of them and decide from there. So if you haven't decided which camera, I hope this helps you guys out deciding on what camera works best for you. My personal preferences is the Brio. It's pretty much the top of the line. It always has great visibility, and also the audio is pretty good for conferencing. Now, if you're going to use conference room cameras, I would suggest maybe start with the Cisco or the Dell. You could put those easily overhead. I like the Dell that comes with extra attachments with it. I like the Cisco that has that little slider. But the Yealink was kind of getting a little bit overheated, and then I couldn't modify it. It's stretched out too long, too much. So hopefully that'll help you guys out.